Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is TechnicallyTee, and today I want to bring you the opposite video of my previous video, and that's basically everything that I like about the Canon M50. So if you didn't see my video about the things that I dislike about the Canon M50, I will link that video above and below down in the description area. But let's get into the few things that I really do like about the Canon M50. Now, first things first, what I really love about the Canon M50 is the size. Now, as you know, this is a very small mirrorless camera, and it's probably one of the smallest out there in the market when it comes to mirrorless cameras. And the reason why I like the size is because it's so feature packed and they keep this very small profile. And with that, you don't have to worry about any battery overheating. I'm not taking any jabs at somebody, but you don't have to worry about any battery overheating or anything like that. The battery life, it could be a little suspect, but it's not as bad as you're talking about A6300, A6500. It is nowhere near as bad as those. But I really do enjoy the compact size. Nobody wants to lug a big heavy camera around, especially if I go to car meets and things like that and I'm taking pictures and doing different things like that. I'm not doing anything professional with this camera, but if I do take it out in the public, I want something that's going to be quick. I want something that's going to be easy to handle and get the job done. Now, with the small body, when you start attaching larger lenses, that's when it can become a little cumbersome. But I haven't ran into that problem yet. I don't have any big heavy duty lenses right now. I don't have any super duty glass right now, but as it comes in the future, I may do an update video and let me know how that works. But I really do enjoy the size of the M50. Now next is the fully articulating screen. Now this is very important, as it was one of the deciding factors when I was trying to choose between the Canon M50 and the Sony Alpha series, because you know those do not have fully articulating screens. And me being a one-man show, I need the easiest thing to set up and shoot, and I can flip this screen out, do all my settings, and I can see myself and see what I got going on to make sure I am in frame. Now, if I did choose a 6500, which I was going to go with, I'll have to buy a small rig cage, and then I will have to buy an external monitor to put up there, and then that's how I can tell that I'm in frame. But then you're spending an extra few $100 when it comes to setting up the Sony camera. So the fully articulating screen is a must. No, I'm not doing any vlogging, but when I do a few car YouTube videos, then of course I kind of flip over in that vlogging setting, and the articulating screen works out even better. The screen is super bright. I can see it outdoors in full sunlight. So that is a key point when it comes to the M50. The articulating screen, you cannot beat it. In 2018, I'm not understanding why no camera shouldn't have the articulating screen. As big as vlogging is, and as big as YouTubers and the content creators that need to see themselves and create content, I do not understand why every camera does not have a fully articulating screen. But the M50 does, so that's one thing that I really like about it. Next is the Canon Connect app. Now this app has absolutely saved me, like I said, being a one-man show. You can connect your iPhone, your smartphone, or whatever you got, Android, to the Canon app through Wi-Fi on the camera, and you can literally control everything when we're talking about remote viewing. I'm literally doing it with this video now. You can control what mode you're shooting in. You can flip between 4K, 1080. You can change your ISO settings. You can change your shutter speed. You can change your aperture, the white balance, the manual volume. You can change basically everything that you can do on your camera. You can basically do it through the app, and that is super convenient. So what I do is usually I throw my camera up on the tripod, connect it up to Wi-Fi, and basically sit back, pull out my phone, and adjust all the settings I need to do, and then hit the record button and start recording. Now that actually saves you a lot. For me, focus right now, reaching behind the camera, messing with settings and things like that to try to get it set, hitting the record button, and actually starting the video. But with all that, I can just whip out the Canon app, set the camera up, adjust all my settings on the fly, on the phone, hit that record button, and start shooting. You cannot beat it. It is absolutely very useful. And if I'm not mistaken, the M50 is the first Canon camera that actually allows remote viewing and control. And if I'm wrong, I know you guys will let me know in the comments. But the Canon Connect app is an absolute must, and I feel it's one of the best companion apps out there on the market. Now next is that dual pixel autofocus system. Now I don't have to talk a lot about this, but if you already know cameras, you already know this is basically the best autofocus system to me when it comes to a camera. And I may be a little Canon biased, but I really think nothing can beat the dual pixel autofocus. I literally can do everything. I can get close up, close up, close up, close up, and it actually picks me up good. I can back out. And I don't even have to worry about the autofocus picking me up. I don't even have to look at my viewfinder because I already know I was in focus doing that. There's no way you can tell me I wasn't in focus. It may have been a little slow. I don't even think it was a little slow. I already knew I was in focus when that actually happened. So the dual pixel autofocus, you cannot beat it if you have the right lighting and everything set up. You can guarantee whatever you shooting at this camera, it is going to have it in focus, and it's going to focus on it very well. So dual pixel autofocus, absolutely love it when it comes to the Canon cameras. Now last is the Canon lens choice. Now they have so many lenses when they come to the Canon M50. Now I don't have many with this. Literally the only lens I have right now is this 22mm f2, but that is just the icing on the cake, because if you get yourself an adapter to fit all of the EFS lenses, then you have an assortment of lenses. Now I need to start buying me some new glass, but I really have to sit down and really experiment on what lens that I actually want, because in browsing the websites, browsing B&H, browsing everywhere, when it comes to looking up lens, they have tons and tons, and I really have to narrow it down. But the options is out there. Any focal range, any prime lens size, you can actually get it when it comes to the Canon. And that was basically one of the deciding factors when picking the M50 over the Alpha series, because the Canon lens is a lot and they're affordable. When you're talking about Sony E-mounts, they don't have that many and they're very expensive. So for me, the obvious choice was to get the more choices with lesser cost. So of course, that's what I went with. So quick recap, it's the size, it's the dual pixel autofocus, it's the fully articulating screen, the Canon Connect app, and the lens choice is basically what really drew me to the Canon M50 over other Panasonics and other Sonys. And like I said in the previous video, this is not the perfect camera, and the things that I like, you may prefer in a different camera. But for me, that's everything that I really love about the Canon M50. It's almost close to the perfect camera for me because it has more likes than dislikes, and I can take that any day of the week when it comes to choosing an M50. Once again, I always say I'm no professional when it comes to these cameras, but I am your average consumer who is using cameras to shoot a little bit of content when it comes to YouTube, man. So if you have the M50, let me know in the comment section of things that you really love about it. If you have any questions about the M50, like I said, that previous statement, man, I'm not a professional, but we can talk a little bit about the M50 in the comment section below. So make sure you leave a comment, give this video a like if you like it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, man, because I do want to start getting into more photography and camera reviews on the channel. So hit that subscribe button if you're into that, and catch you next time, guys. Later.